What's up, guys? Louisiana Outlaw here. How's everybody doing today?
And I'm Georgia Outlaw. Friends.
And it is a knife video. He's got some knives. I got a knife, one of the most expensive knives I ever dropped any money on, and that's excluding the two Benchmates and the Spyderco that I have. Although this is a Benchmade, so I'm gonna go ahead and show this. So here it is, Benchmade Saddle Mountain Skinner. And I'm not gonna lie, I like the sheath. It's not Kydex. I forgot what they called it.
Hi.
Um, let's see. I know I should have already had this set in stone, but let's see. So I might see if I can't find a wider fucking because I cannot. If anybody can find the actual belt clip so I can wear this on as a belt knife, which this is what this zip tie is for, uh, please put that in the description bar below, or not description, the fucking comment box below, or at least tell me where I can actually find a decently priced one. All right, Settlemount Skinner, on Benchmade's website is $250. 250 on Benchmade's website. So I actually got it cheaper than what Benchmade is selling it. So that's nice. But I'm also thinking the reason why I got a discount on this one is because it was the display model. Let's see if I can find this clip. That might be what I need. I'll figure it out later. Alright, so blade length is 4.2 inches. Blade thickness is 0.12 inches. Open length is 8.7 inches over. I'm guessing that's overall. Handle thickness is 0.66 inches, and it weighs 4.3 ounces. And the sheath weight is 1.38 ounces. Now let's see what the material is. Alright, so blade edge is plain. Blade finish color satin. Blade steel is CPM S90V, and it registers a 59 to 61 on the HRC scale. Blade style is draw point. Handle material is rich light / orange G10. Liner hole, yes. Molly compatible, no. Draw point. It's not saying what the damn, wait a minute. It's not saying what the sheath material is. Alright, let me back up real quick. Saddle, mountain skin.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Kydex of some sort. Or it's like Kydex, but it's not saying what it exactly is. Okay, so, sheath material is Voltarion or some shit like that. So, not exactly sure what that is, but yeah. So you do have this right here. And they say it's not Molly compatible, yet there's devices that they make that you can buy for it that allow you to attach it to Molly. Can somebody explain that to me? Because that makes no sense. And I know this is right here. This is for your Molly itself. Look how thin that is. I don't think I actually have a belt that's that narrow. I don't have any belts that narrow. So I figured, since I have a bunch of these fucking big ass industrial zip ties. I was like, fuck, I could set a couple of these. You cinch it really tight around the belt to size it, and have it set up like that. I got a couple more that I'm going to end up putting on here because I find one's not enough. But and my fucking nose itches. Like I've been doing cocaine. Trust me, I've not been doing cocaine. Even though I look like I'm fucking wired to hell, I promise you, I have not. But
My
his tattoo
ear,
looks like it's healing actually really nicely.
it has. Just had to make sure it didn't fade too much when I was at the beach. Shit.
Oh yeah, you know how sunlight is. But I was really surprised, and I'm going to go ahead and get it out here. Yeah, it's starting to get out real good. I don't have much hair on this arm because I've already used my, well, there's a little bit of hair right here. Well, you're able to see that. You can see a little bit of the hair. But if I have to, I'll take a fucking picture of it for you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. But it shaves skin and hair.
Well,
Let's see. Go ahead and show your knives while I'm doing this.
anyway, I was just testing one of.
Alright.
Okay, where do I start? I'll probably start with my most expensive one I've purchased so far ever. At the point would be this guy.
Which I
Well,
also have.
let's see if you can see where it says D2 steel. This one
Some of the best sheet steel I've ever worked with.
now it's kind of hard. I'm still trying to work on
Oh
it
yeah.
being so
I
stiff.
yeah, I had to work with mine a lot.
That's how I cut my thumb.
Yeah, you gotta
The
be
blade
fucking
came
careful.
down and nicked.
Yeah,
Um,
because you end up putting so much pressure on it that it just slams down on your finger.
and of course that's a nice sharp edge. And they had three versions of this, three different prices for the flat iron at Cabela's. I got the most
Hmm.
expensive one with the Micarta.
Yeah, that's the same one I have, but I have the blue micarta.
I would have gotten the one with G10 scale. I like G10, but
Yeah.
I'm like, that one looks better. I like that color. And I paid 60 for this one, guys. That's with tax, 60 even with taxes, everything. It's
Hmm.
about 55, 50.
I think after this video, while your phone charges, I'm gonna run down to the back and get my plate for like yours,
Yeah.
my flat iron. And I'm still
And
trying to find my CRKT shit, or my knives. I got back from Missouri. I don't know where the fuck they're at.
I'm going to go buy it from it's expensive to cheapest. That's what I'm going to do. Next in line would be,
Hmm.
of course, my Gerber. This one was discontinued, by the way, people.
Yeah,
Uh,
I have that one as well.
I mean, you could probably still find it like on Amazon and shit because they sell a shit ton of them.
But you also got to
But as
watch though,
far
because it is discontinued. A lot of like the real obviously fucking Gerber itself is mostly Chinese made, but when I say Chinese made, I'm talking about like bottom of the barrel, like the Chinese junk is what it is. Now, not all Chinese made knives are junk, but I'm talking about like the knockoffs. You gotta watch that because they like knives like that. Once they start shooting up in price because of the rarity of them Chinese company will try to slide in and get some of the money. Same with Indonesian companies. They like
well,
make clones and shit.
I
It's the same thing with mech mods, like these high end mech mods. Like I think I paid like what $350 for this.
yeah. I mean, speaking of rarity, I will say this before I continue: is that's like the uh, I have to make a video on it when I get it. But my wrap one that I ordered,
Mm-hmm.
It's limited edition, and I heard Rat One has been discontinued, so I might have bought it before they discontinued it because before you told me it was like, well, they were still selling it when I ordered it.
Yeah, and I
So
looked at it last night because I'm like, I want to see how much it actually is because I kind of want to get one. And I see it was sold. It was sold out and discontinued. I'm like, fuck.
well, I know my Cabela's had them,
Yeah.
but I got the limited edition because when I saw it, it's like I'd never seen it in that color
Yeah.
before, but because it was kind of like a hunter green.
Yeah. That's more of a doo doo
Now this
brown.
is
And that's like a doo doo brown.
like a desert brown or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. But or a coyote brown or whatever.
Yeah.
But as you see, a real one, of course, would say, well, I don't. Just because it says USA, but
Well, it's
this
not
is a
really
good.
that. Okay, so the Portland thing, I think those knives were actually either they may have been like the outsourced from like China or something, like the parts and the steel and all that, but they could have been made in house or assembled in
Yeah,
Portland, Oregon. It's got a really
but
good fucking balance.
yeah,
And like I
balance
said,
it
I
won't work.
have that one, but I think mine is all black. Because
And
remember,
of course,
I got
I
one
got
for my birthday last year.
yeah, and I haven't used it a whole lot because it
Mm-hmm.
being its rarity and all, I don't want to mess it up, and
Yeah.
well, then I'm shit out of luck. So I'll use it, just not
Well, if you want a really good system, and
here.
I'll tell anybody this, if you're wanting to get into sharpening, stay away from those pull-through knife sharpeners. Stay away from those. Go get you and Cabela's actually sells these. They sell the Work Sharp, you know, little system I have, where it clamps onto your blade and you can actually set your angle. So whatever angle that knife is sharpened at,
Yeah,
you
I
set it
know
to that
exactly what.
angle. It's literally a foolproof system. If you manage to fuck up your blade with that, maybe knives aren't for you. I'm just saying. I ain't trying to hate, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, hey, but I will admit this, but don't do what I did before, guys. And I'll show an example because it's kind of fucked up a little bit. But don't do what I did with the blade. It's not as thin as it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
As I took this to one of those bench grind wheels,
yeah,
trying to, yeah, I fucked it up.
yeah. If you
Don't do that.
okay, so here's the caveat with that, right? If you have the proper stone wheels, you can use a grinder, or if say it's a belt sander, if you have the proper, you can use that. But if you're
Yeah,
new to sharpening,
but
use a guided system that actually helps you determine the angle of your knife.
but
All
my
right, so
next,
if you don't want to use like the work sharp system, if you want to use an actual stone, the best way to go to that is to line the edge on each side with a sharpie, and that will determine whether you need to either raise your angle or lower your angle.
I usually do it from the side
You know,
at an angle.
there. All right, so like somebody said, like there's no right or wrong way to sharpen a knife, right? No matter which way you go, whether you go up, down. And like, there's no really right or wrong way to do it. You just gotta find your angle and make sure you're doing it right so you're not screwing up everything.
A lot of times, like when I do it on the stone, I kind of
Mm-hmm.
like pull it off to the side, like at an angle. But anyway, next knife
Mm-hmm.
on the list that I was meaning to say is let me show the box so y'all can get an idea. Don't mind the price tag. I don't know why they had to stick it like
Yeah,
onto.
that pisses me off.
But this would be the Fast Draw, my Fine Edge by Gerber. Got this from Tractor Supply, $40, as you could see. And it looks like this, of course. You got a switch right here. Down, you can't open it. Flip it up, and then it opens.
I think I have a knife similar to that. Well, maybe not some like exactly like that, but I think I do have a spring assisted knife that. Nope, I had that the semi-automatic fucking out the front from Smith and Wesson that
I
has a
need to
lock on it.
I want to get one of those, but I wanted to ask you if that was a knife worth the money.
It's not all right. So it's a dagger style, right?
Yeah,
So it's a
that,
dagger essentially. So that's not something that you're necessarily going to use as like a work knife. That's more like self defense.
yeah.
But while I do think it is a good buy for the price of it, one thing I do have to say is when it comes to spring assisted and automatic knives, or even gravity knives, look at the laws in your general area because your laws may be different from mine.
Like
See,
again,
my laws are kind of weird, right? Like you can't have a switchblade of any sort. Now, however, a switchblade is something that opens and closes automatically with a flick of a button, right?
yeah.
They don't consider the Smith and Wesson OTF knife as that because you have to manually retract the blade. So it's classified as a semi-automatic and not a fully automatic. And also, I think if those were illegal, they wouldn't be able to sell them at where I got them, which was a legit store. I think it was Academy.
Yeah, and like I said before, in my state, last I checked, there is no law. It doesn't matter what type of knife you
Yeah.
carry, as long as the blade's a certain length. Anything over 12 inches, you had to have a permit. Anything under
Now,
12 inches,
now there is one caveat to that. While your general state may or may not have a law against that, it's always best to check your local laws and listings for any type of what is it called? Any type of legal repercussions in owning a knife like that.
a lot of times I just carry something like. But
Yeah.
uh oh, the next knife, it's in my hand, of course, would
Hmm.
be my Cold Steel 1911.
Yeah.
Now this has got 4116 stainless steel,
You know,
which
there's a big discrepancy when it comes to modern cold steel knives. A lot of people don't like them for the simple fact of that they're no longer being produced in America, which it's neither here nor there. Like
even
obviously,
though they,
I like my American made knives, bench made stuff like that. Although I don't think bench mades are made in America anymore.
yeah, but they're last I checked, most of their stuff is, but there is some knife they probably make
Probably
overseas.
probably on when I say cheaper, I don't mean like 20, 30, 40, $50. When I say cheaper into the scale, like 130 to 150. Because you have to
Yeah,
understand, bench made knives they can go all the way up to $300.
or more.
What I
Um,
consider high end as far as bench made knives go are actually on the lower end of the higher end spectrum. So it's
yeah,
low end, but it's higher end compared to say like the cheaper Gerbers and Kershaws and whatnot. That's
and
good
this
though.
right here actually prevents it from closing. See the lock
Okay, so it's a double
once,
lock. That's nice. It's a double locking system.
and then that way, if you got it open
Yeah.
and you put it in, you don't accidentally push that and it closes on your finger.
Yeah,
That would
that
be
would
smart.
fuck it. Believe it or not, there was one knife company that I know of that does something similar to that, and that is the CRKT knife company with their M16 series. The two knives that my
Yeah.
dad gave me after he got out of the military. The one was like
Speaking of,
Operation Iraqi Freedom, and then the other one was just a plain one, and they both had that little lock on them, or a similar lock.
speaking of that,
Hmm.
thanks for bringing that up. Dang, it's in my other box, my M16. But that's funny. I got two knives named after a gun, 1911 and M16. But anyway, this is 4116 stainless steel, which last I checked is a Japanese type of steel. But this is made in Taiwan. But this is my first ever cold steel knife I've ever owned. I've always started wondering about their products, and then
Hmm.
this being my first, it's like that's pretty decent for what it is. A $30 knife. I mean,
You good? Oh, you might have got a call.
kind of like a big,
Oh, shit.
almost
My
like a
internet
skinny
must have
knife.
zonked out there for a second, so it is what it is. I'm just gonna lay that in there because we got a lot of fucking videos we have to do. So go ahead and continue. You froze there for a second.
Now, I'm surprised you haven't gotten this one yet, being that me and you like CRKT. Uh, and here, right here, we have the squid. This one's all stainless steel, I think. This is the handle stainless steel, and so is the knife. The same color. It's all the same color. It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Um, I don't know exactly what steel this is
Let me
because
see.
it was on the box. And I
What is it?
probably
Is that the
threw the box.
kettlebell?
No, this is Squid by CRK. Wait, yeah, CRKT. Yeah,
Let's
this
see.
is pretty sharp right out the box. I'm impressed at
CRKT
how
is actually
sharp.
really good for that. Let's see.
I am impressed with their knives being sharp straight out the box like that. Not all knives are
I
like
wonder why
that.
they call it the squid though. That it's a cute name, but it seems out of place.
It is an awesome name, but it's like they got one
Okay,
called the
so the
sword.
blade steel is HCR 13 MOV.
Okay, it might have had it on the box, but I threw the box away.
I always keep my boxes.
But they do have one called the tuna.
What
But
the fuck?
speaking of CRKT, might as well show this one. My minimalist
Yeah, I
cleaver.
have that one. I'm trying to find it. It's somewhere around the
Don't you have
house.
it the same color?
Uh, what color is yours?
This is the green handled one.
Yeah, jade green. Yeah, I have it in that color. And
I
then I
kind of
had
want.
that. I'm also trying to find my spew that I got for my birthday. That the guy had sent
Which I
me.
need to
Or
get that
actually,
one.
no, it wasn't for my birthday. He sent that as a Christmas gift and a get well gift from the whole cancer shit.
Oh yeah. By the way, I think the reason why you ended up buying your cleaver.
Yeah, I bought
I
the
remember.
cleaver. I bought the cleaver after you got yours.
I didn't buy it yet. I showed you that one day I was in the store.
I guess.
Then you went out and bought it, and then I
Oh
went
yeah,
back
that's right.
very.
That's right. Because I told you I was gonna get it, and you were actually gonna wait to see what I thought of it. Personally, I like it. It's a good little.
It's like
It's
wait,
not like something you would use to chop wood or anything, but it's good to prepare like little foods and whatnot.
I used to
Or if
use
you
it to
need it
cut the
as a,
plant.
yeah. But I think, damn, that baby has a big ass head. Well, I'm sorry for saying that, but some of the shit that my grandmother shares. I think my grandmother shared that.
But
Oh no, my
last
mama
but
shared
not
it this
least,
time. I'm gonna go ahead and share
you
it
got this
because.
one too. But last but not least, that I bought out of all the knives I showed is the ones I bought this year, but not
Hmm.
the kettlebell.
Yeah, I have that
Uh,
one too.
but the only
I
difference,
wanted to say I bought mine after you bought yours.
I think you had yours before mine. I think
I
because I
don't
just
remember.
bought
You know
this
how long ago
back.
that? Ooh, that's a nice ass phone. Somebody's selling that for $200.
Damn.
It's a LG Stylo 6, 64 gigs.
Yes, and I did that. That didn't come with the knife, but I did that.
Yeah,
As I take it, this is
yeah.
paracord, folks. And what I did was I cut the extra length off and kind of burned the ends, making it hard where it's kind of like glued and
Hmm.
stuff like that. And that way it kind of gives it that army look to someone.
Yeah.
Kind of has a where you could put your finger through it. I just think it looked cool like that. Some knives look cool with a piece of a lanyard or whatever you want to call that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's all my knives that I bought this year, folks. You can tell though, all of them up here, only one, two, three, four. Four of them are Gerbers. That goes to show you, I've always been a Gerber fan for the last 20 years. Even as a little kid, let's just say since I was 10, 11, knowing that my dad had those, it's like
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to be like my dad. So I was like, my dad likes Gerber, so do I.
See, my grandfather, he always carries. I don't even know what brand of knife he carries. It's a little bitty pocket knife, probably about that big.
Old timer?
But I don't know if it's an old timer. It might be just some cheap ass fucking like knockoff knife, or it might be like one of the little bitty K bars or something.
Speaking of folks, a little bonus. Now that I mentioned it,
Whenever he gets home, which will be later on today, I'll go ahead and see. Ooh, that's nice.
this is the collector's edition of the old
Now,
timer.
now I do have old timer knives.
That 2021 limited edition box.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never using those knives. I'm not taking them out the box. Nah, son. So I'm not. Just to let y'all know, not all knives that I buy are to be used as EDCs. For
Yeah.
those people out there who might not know, everyday carry. Um, Sometimes I buy for looks like that. That's a limited edition box set. I've always been a fan of old timers because my grandfather used to use those all the time, and
Yeah.
so I'm like, yeah. And they were on sale too at Tractor Supply. I bought it for 20
I
bucks.
uh I have several knives that I've carried in the past. Like the knife that's in your little case, the little Skinner knife. I have one just like that, in almost like a jade green color, and I carried that one for the longest time when I would go fishing, because it's a little Skinner knife. And then I stopped carrying it because they discontinued it, and it's starting to become like a rare knife.
Now I tell you, excuse me, guys.
Like the OIF knife, the Operation Iraqi Freedom, that's in my room, or somewhere
Yeah,
around here. I don't think I've ever carried that knife. Now I carried its civilian brother, but I didn't carry the memorial knife for Operation Iraqi Freedom, just because it was like a commemoration of what we did over in Iraq to fight
look at
for
that.
them to get freedom.
That's going to need to be fixed. But this knife, guys, I just figured I'd throw this out there. Is my dad had this since 1983 or 82 in high school. He gave it to me about 10 years ago. And as you can tell by the age of it, because it's not as shiny anymore. And the wood is kind of stained wood.
Yeah,
And the blade, you can definitely tell has been worn.
yeah. Like I
Yeah, my
said,
dad.
I got some knives back
But
here that I'll end up doing a video on because obviously, you guys know I had the Marine Raider Bowie, the SP1, and the Rat 7, which I think he also wants to get the Rat 7 as well, but that's gonna be a long time coming because I want to say that was a little bit more pricier.
like $80, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe so,
Because I
because I
think it
think
was
I
the
paid 130 for the big bitch back there, the SP10, the Marine Raider Bowie. I think that was like 130.
I found it for like, well, then again, like you
I'm
said.
talking about my big ass Bowie motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I kind of found it a little bit cheaper
So
than
on
that.
Ontario's website, the Rat 7 is 129.75.
What the fuck? Well, I guess depends where you get it to. I mean, because in
Uh,
Cabela's had it for like $80 or something. Man,
Cabela's is 100.
one of my local Cabela's, of course.
Yeah.
Because each Cabela's probably have different price.
That I'm not sure. Maybe it is. But they usually say when you go through manufacturer, which I don't understand this. When you go through the manufacturer itself, it's a lot more expensive than going through a third party dealer, which
Yeah.
makes no sense for the simple fact you would think that would cost more to go through third party than the actual manufacturer itself. But it is what it is.
And to be honest, folks, guys, when I get my Rat 1, I'm debating to use it as a everyday carry. I probably will just use it occasionally because being has been discontinued and it's limited edition. So kind of like the reason why you can tell this hasn't been used
Yeah.
much because the blade is still almost good as
My
fucking new.
mine's been used a lot. I've
It's,
sharpened it.
except for that little smear of I forgot what
Yeah.
was smeared on there.
And then I think I have another knife that I brought up here. I'm not sure exactly where I put it. I'll have to. Oh, up here it is. I do actually have a knife that I want to show. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but me and Motor over here, we're big fans of SOG. We like SOG. Just because the the history surrounding it, how it was designed, or the company was pretty much founded by an ex-military personnel and whatnot, and
Monica.
obviously me and him being big military fanatics, and loving the history surrounding these type of knives. But this, as you guys know, I love karambits. And just for the simple fact, the way they're designed, they're really good for fighting. And I seen this, and I forgot how much it is. Right? I want to say, let me see. Let me see.
Yeah, my SOG right here. Folks, I forgot about that. The instinct. Uh,
So
SOG,
this is the Sog Gambit.
this is more self defense, of course.
Yeah, this is self-defense as well. These, believe it or not, the history. All right, so just take away the name brand of the knife. The history behind, as we all know, karambits like this, or karambits, is they're originally a farming tool, but
Yep.
because of their unique blade shape, they're really good for slicing. So you could have it in a locked grip like this, and you can just go in and cut. And this this claw shape right here, it does really good for slicing. And then obviously, if we want to get down to the nitty gritty of it, um, then you have daggers, which are really good for stabbing. But I like, this is personally me, I like drop points and clip points because they're kind of like the best of both worlds because you got this point right here that's really good for stabbing, and then you have this belly, which is really good for slicing. So you can actually go in like this, and you can stab, but you can also slash. So,
Oh, by the way, speaking of,
and that's why these knives are good for self. I don't know about this one. I haven't. I'm not going to test it because that's just like one situation you never really want to get in. But that's why a lot of people like these type of knives for hunting and stuff. A good example of that is the USMC K-bar. It was like the all-around utility style knife. It was good for pounding, like stakes into the ground, hunting, slashing, defense. The list goes on.
but
Now, the
the
only thing that it really isn't so much good for is batoning, but then again, most knives aren't really designed in that regards, unless it's something like the SP10 from Ontario. But go ahead.
a little brief history that I came about. You know, SOG, the knife company, was founded in 1986, right?
Yeah.
Well, apparently SOG is actually was an organization or one of the units. I forgot. I have to. It's an observation type of unit of the Army of Vietnam back in the 60s. And that's SOG Mac saga or whatever.
All right.
It was
I can
this.
actually read. I can read right here if you want me to go through it.
Yeah, it would be good.
All
But
right. So 1986. All right. The company was founded in 1986 by Spencer and Gloria Fraser and was inspired in its choice of the name by the Joint Service Special Operations let's see, unit known as Military Assistance Combat Vietnam and Observations Group, MACV-SOG, who developed their own knife during the war in Vietnam.
yeah, but the thing is that they just only lasted. That unit only lasted 4 years, just Vietnam, because it's no longer. It doesn't exist anymore. But what they did is they observation pretty much is
Hmm.
information, kind of like recon almost.
Oh yeah.
But speaking of,
Well, it's ironic is a lot of the branches have a little thing now where they will allow you to carry a knife of choice, your knife of choice, whether it
yeah,
be SOG, K-Bar, even some Gerbers. Gerbers actually have some pretty good military style knives that do really well for what they are.
oh, speaking
So,
of
so
that,
yeah.
you brought up a good point. I just realized. Ever noticed the SP? I think it's SP 600 by Gerber, the multi-tool that slides.
Let me see. I don't.
You
Let's see.
you press the size and they kind of just slide.
Uh, I think I had something like that.
They were issued in the army. That was the multi-tool of choice in the military, in the army, of course. I don't know about other branches,
Oh
but
yeah.
a lot of army
Yeah,
soldiers.
actually, I did have something like that from my dad. It's the Gerber Multiplier 600.
Yeah, see, MP 600 multi. That's probably their short way of
You,
saying it.
you said SV, that's like, what? You said
I,
SV 600, I'm like, the fuck is he? No, I haven't heard that. But I guess you got confused there for a second.
no, I could have sworn I said MP, but nevertheless, is
Regardless, it's a nice little multi
army
tool.
soldiers. A lot of army soldiers I know that carry multi-tool. That's the one they choose to carry.
Yeah. Obviously, along with the shovel. You know, a little shovel that they put together. A little
Yeah.
military shovel.
But the MP 600's also kind of like, what, 70, $80 though. Kind of
Yeah.
expensive for a multi tool. I mean, but it is what it is. It's pretty decent because I've
Yeah.
used one before. I just don't own one. I've used one. I used my friend's before.
Now, I know a lot of people are going to go off, and especially ones that's been like subscribers of me for a long time, be like, why are you buying more expensive knives now? It's like, well, why the fuck not? I've learned one thing compared like expensive knives compared to cheaper knives of the same realm, right? Perfect example. Compare this to what is that one knife that I always used for fishing? It might have been the Camillus. You get for like $20 at Walmart. So compare a knife like this, of this caliber, this pricing, to a similar knife that's in the Camillus price range. I find that these will, one, hold an edge a lot longer and you're not having to sharpen up as much, but they also tend to last a lot longer in my personal opinion. And I think, but like when it comes to everyday carries, and I personally just, yeah, well, not that. It's that, it was a titanium bonded knife. Remember, I bought two, and I had one for me, and
Yeah.
then I gave my mom one. I had the black one, she had
This
the
one's
brown
tough
one.
too,
Yeah, and
but it's a small.
but like hunting knives like that, in that regard, I prefer a knife that's a little bit more expensive, well, a lot more expensive. That'll hold an edge a lot longer than say a cheaper knife. That way, I'm not having to sharpen every time. Yes, the Camillus titanium bonded hunting knife. It
Yeah,
does
do
take
that.
an edge really well, but the problem is it does not hold an edge really well. Especially with like cleaning a super scaly fish. Yeah, good luck on that. I can clean one fish, and then I have to change out to another knife because it's just dull. So,
Me?
in that regards, I would say, it is. I'm not gonna tell you what to buy. Like, I'm not gonna tell him what to buy. It's buy what you want. I like what I like. He likes what he likes. I'm not gonna harp on him for buying $20, $30 knives.
I will sometimes ask for suggestions, but
Yeah. Suggestions like, what do you want us to see? Now, obviously, I can't review a knife every single time just because I don't have the money for it.
yeah. Well, sometimes I'll ask you. It's like, do you think this is good for buying? Even though you may say one thing, but then my mom's always like, "Do what you're gonna do what you want to do anyway." But I just want your input. What do you think?
I'm always the type of, and I tell you, I'm like, dude, do whatever you want. Listen to
Yeah,
me.
I know, I get that, but I'm always been that type of guy. It's like I
But
need to
if
say
you want an honest opinion, I would look at multiple reviews. Don't just take the
that.
word from my mouth.
Well, sometimes even other reviews. Some reviews you look at a knife where it's like, oh, this knife is shit, but then when you get it, it's like, the
Yeah.
fuck these people? What the fuck?
It's
What
like
was he
some
talking
mods
about?
that I've had, right? Like I've had some mods where people said they're shit.
But then
Okay.
when you
And
get
then you
it,
actually get it, and it's not that bad of a mod. Maybe they were just using it improperly or
exactly,
misusing it, right?
exactly my
But I've
point.
also had mods where they stayed true to their reviews and actually turned out to be a shitty ass fucking mod. I've had several of those.
Yeah, and the same goes with knives. It's like one person might say this knife is shitty, blah 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 blah. Then you get it, and then it's like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Don't you have the Limitless
Yeah,
box mod? Which one is it? Because I think I have the same one.
it's brass,
Yeah,
but
well, I have the stainless steel variant of what you have. You have the brass variant.
well,
Well,
mine
I have to
is
bring that out for a Thursday video. Thursday video. Throwback Thursdays to show some older mods.
mine is brass, but it's got the color like a rose gold or
Yeah,
like yeah. The cool
but
thing about Limitless mod, by the way, is you can actually replace the side panel and actually change them out.
shit,
The
bro.
side plate.
This video is coming out to like 40 something minutes long.
It's not that bad. Let's see how good is it. 42% on my battery. Not
It's
bad.
not bad. But I'm just gonna. I mean, it's a long ass video. We had a lot of knives where we talk about different shit when it comes in regards to knives and multi tools. So fuck it, why not?
You ended the video?
No, I didn't end it yet. I'm just waiting to see if you have anything else you want to say before we actually do it, so we
Well,
can move on.
nothing knife related, except
Well,
for like I said, for people in the future, if you're collecting knives and stuff, buy what suits you.
yeah, I would just stay away from the flea market knives. That's all I can say.
Well, the only problem about
Stay
that
away
is
from the flea market knives and the Alibaba knives, and you'll be good.
the only time I buy a flea market knife is if for its design, like
Yeah. Well, most of the
collectors,
flea market knives are wall hangers, anyways. They even tell you that, like, hey, bro, this knife ain't meant to be used. It's just like a decorative piece.
or they might sell some knives that you might not find in stores, like switchblades and shit.
Like, I have a sword in my room over there, my old room, that I'm gonna end up moving to this room to hang up, and that's a collector sword type sword thing. So,
I don't know where mine went. Mine's a collector.
yeah,
Wall.
I'm gonna tack some nails into the wall back there,
But
and I'm gonna have my knives and shit up there. So,
the only place I can think of is the flea market. I want one of them traditional switchblades. I'm talking about button, like
yeah,
kind of like what my dad had, but I can't find the one
mhm.
because I kept the one he had. It's around here somewhere. Mom took it from me back when I was younger because I was doing stupid shit with my knives, cutting everything inside.
Yeah. But I think that's pretty much it.
For this video.
Yeah, we might have another knife video soon, so stay tuned.
Well, like I said, when I get my rep one, we should do that.
Yeah, and I'll go down and look for the the Smith & Wesson OTF knife that I have. It's somewhere down there. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell to be alerted when me and him upload new videos, or when I upload new videos by myself, because I do some solo shit. But anyways, guys, this is Louisiana Outlaw,
And I'm Georgia Outlaw.
and we are signing out.